just now because we are discussing a very important topic, but let me say a couple of words about ICAP, because One Belt, One Road, it's a mega project, it's a mega initiative. But also in the Asian community, we have a very important project created by Jose de Venecia, ICAP, the community of ICAP, and it's inter-party Belt and Road. And Excellencies, let me say a couple of words about the synergy of the Kazakhstani projects with Silk Road Economic Belt. You know that 7 years ago, on September 7th, the Chinese president and leader, Excellency Xi Jinping, during his official visit to Kazakhstan, for the first time announced the idea of creating the Silk Road Economic Belt. And this project will emphasize that the initiative is open to all countries and international organizations. Of course, this project will stretch from China through Central Asia, Russia to Europe, and the second branch will cross Central and West Asia on the way to the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea. The third way will connect China and Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean countries. My country, being one of the first countries located along this great Silk Road Economic Belt route, is the main connecting link of Europe and China and the main part of Eurasian Continental Bridge. In this regard, our first president, Excellency Nazarbayev, adopted a special plan, new economic policy, Nurly Zhol, and let me translate it to English. Nurly Zhol, we can say like a bright road or white road. And we have announced it 6 years before. And you know, on September 2016, in the framework of the visit of our President Nazarbayev to the People's Republic of China in Hangzhou, a cooperation plan for synergy of Kazakh new economic policy, Nurly Zhol, and the construction of the Silk Road Economic Belt was signed between the government of Republic of Kazakhstan and the government of the People's Republic of China. The cooperation plan provides for increasing the level of comprehensive interconnectivity of infrastructure of two countries, promoting trade and investment, as well as strengthening the cooperation in such areas as the transport, as the industry, agriculture, energy, new industry, finance, intellectual property, etc. A plan also provides for the full identification of the advantages and potential of the parties, the continuous expansion for the space for mutually beneficial development, the promotion of shared prosperity, and increased overall competitiveness for international market. In the transport and logistics sphere, only a couple of examples. It's very important to promote the transport corridors China, Kazakhstan, Western Asia, China, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Western Europe, China, Kazakhstan, South Caucasus, Turkey, Europe, and to improve transport infrastructure along the route from Northwest Asia to the southeast coast of China, as well as increasing the big parts of this mega project. You know, also I would like to mention about the important aspect in the development of cooperation in areas, as I mentioned before, is new industry, biotechnology, digital technologies, of course. At the same time, as a part of the synergy of two great projects, of two great initiatives, it's also planned to strengthen interaction on the exchange of information on the epidemiological situation caused by infectious diseases, and to develop tourism, open cross-border tourist routes, and strengthen cultural and humanitarian ties. In order to implement the cooperation plan for synergy of Kazakh project and Silk Road Economic Belt, in September last year in Beijing, during the state visit of the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Excellency Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, to China, the road map was signed, and it's a very important document. And also, let me know that last year, during the great event in Nur Sultan, I mean the international conference of Eurasian Parliament speakers, we especially mentioned in the final declaration of our forum the very important words about mega project, one belt, one road. So, dear friends and colleagues, I'm so happy and so glad to see you. I'm too happy to have a nice opportunity to discuss with you such an important issues. And of course, as I told before, my great regards to Mr. Shahid Hussein Sayed, Mustafa, Mr. Alpin. As I mentioned before, we are still the part of ICAP community, yes? And of course, now the situation regarding to the pandemic is not so good, unfortunately. And for this case, let the God help us, all of the countries and all of the nations, and we shall overcome this pandemic. And unfortunately, we have some losses, and I myself am expressing my deepest personal condolences to all the victims of epidemic. But I hope in the close time and very soon we can go on, we can meet each other, and we can continue our dialogue. Thank you very much, Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency Yerman Mukhtar, for taking out time while you're on the way with your family. Very kind of you. And indeed, the China, Central Asia, West Asia corridor is one of the pillars of the Belt and Road Initiative. And Kazakhstan is, in Central Asia, the most important country for the Belt and Road Initiative and has a host of BRI investments and projects. So the role of Kazakhstan is very critical and very important. And also, you're right, International Conference of Asian Political Parties, ICAP, can play a very important role